So you're in Messenger and you're starting to message some people to, find some new prospects with your social marketing game, and everything goes sideways. Well, in this video, I'm going to share the fastest way to create a deep connection in the shortest amount of steps possible so that you can close more deals. Stay tuned. Pow! What's up, FlowChat Connector? Sean back at you here with another high-ticket tune-up. Make sure and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this out to those other people that need to get better in sales. That is my mission on earth, is to make traditional salespeople not suck and turn everybody into a pro salesperson, a sales pro, or even a sales ascender. That's what we rally around. Today, we're going to talk about something that had a question. Ralph came in with a question. He said this. He said, Sean, I get lost in messenger convos with prospects, and it always feels superficial. Can you help? Well, yes, I've been in this place so many different times. I can tell you that I've tested just about every single process, and there's some shortcuts and some longer cuts and some things that you need to know in order to be effective when you're doing this type of play. So if you're using direct messages to reach out to prospects to close more deals for your business, this is going to be the right session for you, because there's a 4-step process that you can follow each and every time, and it's very robust. I've tested it in over, I don't know, probably 15,000 conversations. So I know it's real. It works for me, and it's worked for hundreds of other clients that we actually have inside of FlowChat. So let's dive in, shall we? Okay. What we need to know. There's one thing we need to know. We need to understand this thing called the meta biases. Now, everybody knows that there's these cognitive social biases: the bias of urgency, the bias of scarcity, the bias of rarity, the bias of, like so many different ones, right? There's about 100, and I think there's 196 total social cognitive biases, but there's only 6 that are the ones you need to know. And these are the ones you need to know, and they have a specific order. I want you to memorize this order, because this order will truly help you. By the way, if you have any questions or comments, drop them in below, because I want to know your thoughts on this. This is really powerful stuff. In number 1, visual. You gotta be visual, right? So how do you be visual in Messenger? I'm going to show you a 4-step process in just a second. So like if you are sending visual direct messages, whether you're using emojis or pictures or GIFs or videos or anything, you're going to win more often than you're not. It's also going to help you to stand out. Secondly, you must be personal, right? We have to be personal into their world. We can't talk about our stuff. We need to talk about their stuff, right? Then we have to come at it being tangible. What can you touch? What can you feel, right? That's tangible. And then we need to be memorable, contrasting, and emotional. Now, the memorable, contrasting, and emotional is not going to happen until you get onto like a sales call with somebody, because those are the pieces where you can compare and contrast, pre-transformation to post-transformation after somebody works with you. And then the emotional piece is people will buy emotionally. Your job as a sales professional is to get them emotional. Now you know the biases. Let's dive in to the 4-step process in how to do this. So step number one, the fastest path to a deep connection with prospects, or if you're using the direct messages, give a compliment. So many people get this wrong, right? I'm in Messenger all day, every day, and I see people say, hey, Sean, hey, Sean, hey, Sean, hey, Sean, hey, Sean. Don't do that. If everybody else is doing it, don't do it. Go the other direction. Instead of saying their first name in the beginning of the sentence, say it at the end of the sentence. Very simple to do. And in your first message, never ever do an ask. Just give a compliment, right? Hey, I see you're kicking ass today. Thanks for being you. I appreciate the value you're putting into the world, comma, first name. That is going to get you a massive higher response rate, because when we're in the DM game, the first thing that we always look for is we need to get engagement. Engagement is number 1, the most important thing that we can do, because once we have engagement, now we can start conversating, and it could go good, it could go bad, whichever way, it doesn't matter, because that's constructive feedback on how to upgrade our messaging so that we can be better for more people, right? Step 1, give a very easy compliment. That should be your first shot over the bow to meeting somebody new, is just giving them a compliment. Step 2, ask about a personal accomplishment. There's so many different ways that you can do this. let's say that you're running an agency and you say something like, hey, I see that maybe your agency serves, let's see here, let's put it into perspective. Maybe you have a coaching agency that works on systems for a business, as an example, right? Hey, I see that you're building this cool thing in the space that I serve in. I just wanted to ask you, like, what's the thing that you've learned that's helped you the most this year? What am I doing there? What's the thing that you've learned this year that's helped you the most? Is being very personal. Again, we haven't asked for anything. We gave a compliment. Step 2 is now we're asking, hey, what's the thing that's brought you the most luck or the biggest reward or anything like that? Ask about a personal accomplishment in your second message. Right? Now this person visually has seen your message and has been asked something personal. You've broken through a bunch of barriers and you're going to be in a good spot. Step 3, we're going to say, ask about a tangible thing that they're working on. Hey, curious, what's the biggest next project that you're working on to grow your business? What's the biggest next project that you are, for self-development, high performance, whatever the thing is that you sell, ask about what it is they're working on. So again, compliment. Step 2 is to ask the personal accomplishment, like what's the big thing that helped you the most this year? Number 3, hey, what's the biggest project you're working on this year? Right? And of course, in that messaging, you can trickle a little bit about yourself in there, but I would be very cautious on that because then we get to step 4. Step 4 is just casually invite them to a memorable connection. Oh my gosh, that's awesome that you're working on that thing. Right? Because that's step 3. What's the big thing you're working on? That's awesome that you're working on that thing. I think we need to connect because I actually have some very advanced knowledge in that topic. And I think we would be great to be in each other's networks. Are you up for a quick conversation? And in just 4 steps, we've gone from not knowing somebody to being very visual. We got very personal. We talked about something tangible in their world that they're working on. We related it back to our stuff and invited them to a memorable connection over a conversation. Those are the 4 secret steps that you can use in any DM messaging conversation to create the fastest path to a deep connection with your prospects. I hope this one helped you because I know it's really valuable. It helped me a lot. Ralph had this question again. He said, I get lost in messenger convos with prospects and it always feels superficial. Can you help? This is how you do it. So with that said, hopefully that one helped you, Ralph. I appreciate the question. Thank you for being here. And don't forget, smash that like button, share this out to someone who needs it, and please subscribe to the channel so that we can get more good information out to those people trying to get better in sales. With that said, I look forward to catching you next time.